Hello, Gelato Familia. It's George, the Disney Italiano, coming to you with another live. Yes, I know there was no preparation for this live whatsoever. This is at 9 o'clock p.m. my time. So, for all of you who are joining me, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. As I said, I wasn't really planning on doing anything, but I thought, you know what? I'll take the risk. I'll try it. Why not? Um, and then we have, of course, my babe, Hello Gelato Familia. Absolutely. Thanks for joining in. But any case, I thought we'd have a little discussion, depending on really how long I want this live to go, for how many can join. I know it was last minute. I know it's late and it's a weekday, but I thought I'd give it a shot. So I thought we'd talk about a lot of the news really that broke out today in the entertainment industry, in the theme parks, in the studios, and what have you. But I'm going to actually share my screen. Now, again, I don't really know who can join the live, but in any case, you guys can always go back and rewatch it for sure. Um, so, kicking it off, this is courtesy of blogmickey.com. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is testing down at the Magic Kingdom. So, after extensive amount of refurbishment, and because they're changing things up with Big Thunder, and they replaced the track and added new special features and what have you. Actually, it's underway that actually the vehicles are back on the track and they are testing them. So it definitely seems promising, to say the least, that Big Thunder will be returning, hopefully sooner than later. I am very curious to see the new additions, because they're not just going the direction of adding the special features like they have out here at Disneyland. They kind of went a different route, and I'm very curious to see what the new additions would be for it. Now, kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum, going off the theme parks a little bit, we're going to kind of jump back and forth between studio and theme park. But on the studio side, they gave us a first look at Nintendo and Sony's live action of The Legend of Zelda. And the movie will hit theaters on May 7th, 2027. But yeah, this is the first picks really of the characters, and I'm very excited because it kind of gives off that like Lord of the Rings kind of feel to it. I know with a lot of these live action adaptations of either animated films or video games, they kind of go a little bit too whimsical with the like the visual effects. Sometimes the old natural is what needs to kind of showcase the wonder of it. And just based off of these three photos, um it definitely looks promising. I'm for sure it'll definitely be a hit. And it also kind of gives off like that live action How to Train Your Dragon kind of feel as well. um so yeah, so that was just released today. I don't really think any of us was really uh, anticipating that, to say the least. Let's see here. Going to scroll down a bit. Okay, now this is for theme parks, but also just in the entertainment side of things. So this is coming from the GOAT himself, Mr. Scott Gustin. Intamin and ETF Ride Systems have revealed the Multi-Dimension Mover, a hybrid dark ride system that blends the agility of a trackless vehicle with propulsion up to 22 miles per hour, roughly 7 times faster than a typical trackless ride. Now, I'm going to bring this up closer for you guys, and I'm going to start it from the beginning because this looks amazing. Like I can't believe I'm for sure they'll probably showcase this more at the IAPA convention down in Orlando, Florida. I believe it's this coming weekend. Um, but yeah, see, this for me is what I wanted Mario Kart to be, to kind of have like this thrilling aspect to it, but nothing too intense that can kind of give you the sense of how it feels to like you're playing the video game, but feeling it in real life. Like that would have been like the the greatest sensation within Mario Kart. But this is the part that the multi-dimension element that you're on a vehicle, but then it puts you on these kind of like levitating like conveyor belt kind of things that kind of give you the sense of how it is for like Flight of Passage and maybe even a little bit of like Rise of the Resistance. um so I mean the possibilities are endless with this. And the fact that they didn't go this route with Mario Kart, I'm for sure that they can utilize another video game IP that they want to bring in, possibly for Super Nintendo World, or even another IP that screams of like what they're showcasing is Back to the Future. Like you can definitely do so much with this ride system for Back to the Future. I mean, you're already kind of they're showcasing it like you're warping into light speed, and so yeah, so that's it showcases Back to the Future, and as I said, you can just do so much with it. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then also here, they're showcasing. Um, oh, sorry. Give me 1 second. Hit the wrong button. Okay. So they're showcasing Gary, the snake from the new and upcoming Zootopia 2 at the Zootopia land in Shanghai Disney. And see, this is where I feel like Disney hit the mark for this, but they missed the mark with not adding Zootopia into DCA, because they could have been utilizing and promoting and marketing Zootopia 2 and also just adding these characters into the environment and of how real that they actually look, that the sky's the limit even with that, because of where I would put Zootopia. And this is what I was thinking for the longest time, is instead of putting Avatar in Hollywoodland, move it over to the Symbolot, and then you could put Zootopia in Hollywoodland, because it still has a very rural cityscape kind of feel to it, that you can move along from Buena Vista Street and segue into the world of Zootopia. You can showcase a lot of the set design pieces of the buildings where they're just facades, but you could maybe do as part of the overhaul, you can actually add a full scale model of a building behind it or something or other, where performers can do interactions with the characters like this. That they have like the animals popping out of windows and everything, and even Universal utilizes it with their Citizens of Hollywood kind of thing, or Citizens of New York. Where they just kind of nonchalantly just kind of like pop out of windows and stuff like that, and they're interacting with the land, with the guests. So it makes it look more real. This is what I would have done with it, and I think that was a missed opportunity. And then also too, where Mickey's PhilharMagic is now, they could have done the Zootopia Better Together, because the whole premise of that show is streaming in the human world that's taken the humans into Zootopia. So that's where the show can kind of borderline of where the real world is off of Buena Vista Street, and then entering in that cross line into Zootopia. So I just thought that was really cool. And honestly, I love how lifelike that they made Gary. Like you can kind of see like the slitherness of his coils and how he moves and everything. I absolutely love that. They do so well with the with the parks and the creativity of like in the international parks, but the domestic parks, kind of a little bit of a miss there. And then this is also coming from blogmickey.com. All four Walt Disney World theme parks hosting extended evening hours in early 2026. So I wanted to bring that to everyone's attention, because I feel like that's good hope that hopefully these parks, especially Walt Disney World's parks, can definitely stay open longer for whatever legitimate reason that they have. But hey, any excuse is a good one in my books, especially for Animal Kingdom, because the park closes its normal operating hours sometimes between 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., give or take of the time of the year. But I think that's way too early for a theme park to close. And I get it, there's not enough to do right now, but I feel like Disney, is going to eventually add more capacity, not just replacing of what they're doing with the tropical Americas and what have you. Um, but uh, I feel like once they add more, um, that'll give them an excuse to keep the park open, because the park is beautiful at night. I mean, with Pandora, you had the bioluminescent forest and everything, and they don't really get to showcase it. They had the projection show off the Tree of Life. They used to have the Rivers of Light, despite of how you may feel about it. I mean, but it was still a nighttime entertainment show that kept the park open. So hopefully they can get back into that direction again. So we'll see. But this is a good start to having all the parks, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom, to stay open much longer for the extended evening hours in early 2026. And then this is also coming from laughingplace.com. Disneyland's Pixar Place Hotel currently has a small exhibit celebrating the 30th anniversary of Toy Story. And I think that's really cool because Abby and I went to go see Toy Story this year a few times. We did it was kind of like a outdoor kind of drive-in kind of thing without the car. It's like a movie in the park kind of thing. That was through D23, and then also through our AMC stubs. We went to go see it again in theaters, which is basically, this movie was the movie that kind of started it all for Pixar. This is what Toy Story is to Pixar. No, I'm sorry, I'm saying it backwards. What Snow White was to Disney animation is what Toy Story is for Pixar. So I love that. Toy Story 30 years and beyond. And I love how Disneyland is showcasing, Toy Story in the Pixar Place Hotel, because that's just fits with the theme. And I'm going to try to bring these up. So that's the logo poster for it. And then you have like a little model maquette of early renditions of Woody, because you can kind of tell, because I think they had Woody not as a pull string doll, but I think they had him as a not a marionette, but a ventriloquist doll, because you can kind of see it in his mouth. And then you have like early artwork and sketches and everything, and not really even just for Toy Story, but it looks like for all of the Toy Story movies, because you have Lotso right here from Toy Story 3. You have Andy, I think, giving his toys away to Bonnie. You have Woody meeting back up with Bo in Toy Story 4. Then you have the rabbit and the chick from Toy Story 4 also. So, yeah, so I thought that was really cool. And then coming down here, kind of going off on what I was mentioning earlier about Zelda, but this is coming from Cartoon Base, Nintendo video game movie release schedule. The Super Mario Galaxy movie releases April 3rd, 2026, which Abby and I did a teaser trailer reaction. Definitely go on, check it at the Holo Gelato playlist. And then, of course, as I had mentioned, The Legend of Zelda, May 7th, 2027. So almost a year and a month apart. But definitely seems like Nintendo is making moves on its IP properties for sure. And that's definitely going to say a lot too for Universal. I mean, if Zelda is going to be a smashing success, which I'm for sure it probably will, that'll depict whether or not Universal adds Zelda into its parks. Now, I think Universal is already gearing towards this anyway because they show signs of adding Zelda. Like you have Zelda in the stained glass windows in Epic Universe. They are already selling merch. But I think that they're just kind of waiting just to kind of seal the deal, sign, seal, deliver, put the nail in the coffin in a good way, good, positive way, um, that they could, utilize the notion of saying, okay, this is a popular IP. There's possibly going to be sequels. Let's do Zelda. But I think the reason why that they'll go through with it anyway is because they'll probably utilize the video game aspect of Zelda. But this would just be a nice kind of cross promotion marketing for both Nintendo, Universal, and Sony, because Sony is also part for the film. Um, I feel like Sony is like a hidden gem when it comes to certain movies, like, probably with Zelda, and then they do the Spider-Man movies and, uh, into the Spider-Verse. So I think, Sony is like that kind of like stealth ninja. That's like when you don't see it, it's like, here's a movie and boom, it becomes popular. And then, then the craze for that movie is like no more. And then, here comes another one. That's just Sony's way. Okay, so I am going to come back to this one, but I want to share this one first. So this is from Drew, the Disney dude. Disney shared the first poster for the live action Moana only in theaters on July 10th, 2026. So this is the first poster. The first teaser trailer did come out. Abby and I will be doing a teaser trailer review. I don't want to talk about the trailer too much because I did see it. Abby did not. So, and then I don't want to talk about it just because I want to save it for the teaser trailer. But I just wanted to just bring out the news that the first teaser trailer and the first movie poster is released for the Moana live action, starring and reprising his role, but in live action format. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is returning as Maui, and Ali'i Cravalho, who plays Moana in the animated films, she is executive producer, which she had a big say so in who was going to play the live action Moana, which is this young actress right here. So I'm going to go back and to bring up this. This is from Alicia Stella. She says, well, that explains where the design for the Zootopia 2 spoof movie poster came from, which I have noticed that, for Zootopia 2, they've been kind of placating different movies and franchises, but in the Zootopia world. Like, for instance, when we're in the movie theater, they play like this, silence your cell phones, but they utilize the Zootopia characters, and Nick, Judy, Flash, and some of the other characters are in a movie theater. They're at the concession stand, but if you look behind them, there's two movie posters, and it's of the Mandalorian and Grogu and the Devil Wears Prada, and I forget the Devil Wears Prada one, but the Mandalorian and Grogu is the Pandalorian and Grogu. But also too, they showed those posters even before the Devil Wears Prada 2 teaser trailer dropped, which Abby and I did that as well. Definitely go check that out over on Hollow Gelato. So without even us knowing that they were going to drop a Devil Wears Prada 2 teaser trailer, it was kind of like under our nose the whole entire time, because they were kind of giving that hint with the Zootopia 2 silence your cell phones in the movie theater. I just thought it's a knockoff of the Devil Wears Prada, but it's, they actually did it as a hint. Well, in this same case, they kind of did the same thing. So this says Meowana, because it showcases a feline doing the same pose for the live action Moana. So they weren't just showcasing Moana, but they were showcasing the live action Moana, again, without us even knowing it. So I do have to ask, it begs the question, this is an animated lioness. or or tiger or feline. um, but since it's for the live action Moana, does that make the animated feline a live action feline? You guys let me know down in the comments. Let's see. Oh, I am so sorry, folks. We actually have some people here. Sorry, I'm like reading off like all the news. Let's get to some of the yeah. Let's get to some of the people, shall we? Oh wow! Like, all right. So let's see. We got Giant Peter in the house. Hollow Gelato to you too, Peter. Welcome in. Um, Hollow Gelatico. Galactico? Let's see. That ride needs to be Back to the Future. Absolutely. Like that ride system was made for Back to the Future. We also have Mr. Tech Bear. Hi, hi. Welcome in, Mr. Tech Bear. Always glad to see you. Let's see. Someone said it might be the Villains Land ride. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think of that. You know what? I wonder. There is a YouTube channel. I don't know if any of you have heard of her. Well, we've done several like reaction videos, or probably at Disney. I think she just dropped something with the Villains Land, so I wonder if she um, mentions that. Hold on, I'm gonna come back to you guys. Don't go away. I just want to make sure if there was anything else that I had to cover. I think that was it, and then we can talk about it. Oh, and then this was coming from Attractions Magazine. This was a few days ago, but I just thought I'd mention it. What appears to be the roller coaster footers are in place for an unannounced future attraction at Universal Studios Florida, replacing the now demolished Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. So, yeah, so I just thought I wanted to mention that too. So, work is still underway for that ride, and we still don't know what it is. Okay, back to the comments. I'm so very sorry. I hope you guys know that I wasn't ignoring you or neglecting you. I was like looking at the screen, kind of like reading it off, kind of like as a newscaster kind of thing. Okay, where am I here? We got Kiki and Luca in the house. Hollow Gelato. Same back to you, Kiki and Luca. Let's see. Let's Dragon Blood, welcome in. Oh, that's right. Dragon Blood also was mentioning too about for Villains Land as well. Okay, let's see. But can we talk about the live action Moana for a second? I'm gonna go on a rant. Why did Disney copy the original How to Train Your Dragon poster for their marketing is putting a bad taste for me. Well, yeah, I'm um yeah, so hold that thought, Dragon Blood. We'll come back to that in a second here. So hold on. Um Let's see. Dragon Blood also says that Gary puppet is amazing. Absolutely. That puppet is like, even though it's a puppet, it's almost like state of the art. Kiki and Lucas says Moana teaser is getting a lot of criticism, but I think it'll still cash in. Let's see. Let's see. Kiki and Luca says, "Hi, Abby. Are you guys going to watch Chainsaw Man?" Funny thing about that, Kiki and Luca, we were actually supposed to see it tonight, and unfortunately, tonight was the only time that we could have seen it. But unfortunately, we weren't able to make it, so we probably won't be able to see it. Hopefully, we'll be able to catch it on streaming. Um, which is a bummer because we could have done like an out of theater reaction to it, and we do appreciate you for throwing that out to us to definitely check it out. We did see The Boy and the Heron from Studio Ghibli, so that out of theater reaction should be coming out soon if the uploading would cooperate with me. I like Laughing Place, good content over there. Yeah, I've been following them for years. Laughing Place is legit. Let's see. See, Dragonblight says, "My rant isn't about the movie itself. It's the marketing where they literally copied How to Train Your Dragon's original poster." Okay, I know I just said that I was gonna save it for the teaser trailer. Please, guys, if I do this with you now, please definitely check out the teaser trailer when Abby and I do react to it. Because even though I'll be repeating myself of what I'm gonna say, you guys can also hear Abby's first run of it as well. I actually, for me, is about the movie, unfortunately. Just based off of that one teaser trailer. I mean, I know don't knock it until you fully see it. Um, but am I going to see it? Absolutely, and definitely do a out of theater uh reaction with Abby and what have you. But my thing is when something when you utilize CGI and sometimes when you utilize it too much, that they say, too much can be sometimes be a bad thing. And I just feel like they put so much money into these big budget movies, but they end up looking like something from a college project. And I was just talking about this with Zelda based off of how the first 3 photos of the live action Zelda look. It looks real. It looks like they're in a real location. And then you can kinda add some maybe like some CGIs here or there. You wanna make the CGI look real. You don't wanna you want it to make it look like as if Moana was never an animated film, if that makes sense. Because when you're watching a live action, you're supposed to be looking at a live action film. That's just how it is. It's not supposed to look like an animated feature that's transitioning into a live action. That's not what it's supposed to be. You have to give it some real in-depth reality to it, sort of like how they did with the Pirates movies. And I feel like the later Pirates, with Dead Men Tell No Tales, um, it starts to utilize the CGI a little bit too much. Um, but and of course the storyline with that one was just kind of like a miss, and the same thing with on Stranger Tides. But I love how they utilize, like, when you look at a character like Davy Jones from Dead Man's Chest and At World's End, even in the year 2006 and 2007, the artistry of that character was so profound that he looked like a creature, a fictitious creature, but the simplicity of how it was supposed to make him look like sea animals and like an octopus, he looked real. I don't know what Disney is doing when it's coming for these live actions that they're I don't know, they're just making them like unrealistic looking. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But as I said, I will definitely get more into detail with that with Moana when me and Abby do react to it. um So, but that was my little rant too. Let's see. Oh, Abby says we might be able to watch Chainsaw Man on Friday. Okay, so we might be able to do that, Kiki and Lucas. So there's still hope. Yeah, it says we're trying to figure out when we could watch Chainsaw Man. Yeah, we were supposed to see it tonight, but yeah, Abby has to go in um, for a double. Yeah, and she's kind of feeling under the weather too. So let's see. Kiki and Lucas says Chainsaw Man is top 5 movies I saw this year. Wow. Okay. Really quick. So Sony had K-pop Demon Hunter. Yeah, exactly. I did think about at one point I could cosplay at the Harrison Hightower character from Tokyo Disney Sea's Tower of Terror with a puppet of the antagonistic cursed idol Harrison had. Oh, that's cool. And Kiki and Lucas says, "Hope you feel better, Abs." Let's see. Let's see. We met her at D23. Sorry, Kiki and Luca. Who'd you meet at D23? I know it's probably something we were talking about, but I kind of like lost it from trying to catch up with all the posts. She had a meet and greet. Let's see. For me, it was better than Demon Slayer. Oh wow! Oh wow! I actually enjoyed Demon Slayer. So I mean, if you're saying that it's better than Demon Slayer, and this is like top 5 movies of the year for you, I'm intrigued. See, if I ever go to Tokyo Disneyland, I better go on it because it's my little brother that's a year younger than me. I'm assuming for the Tower of Terror. Let's see. And then Abby says, "Okay, I think we can squeeze it into our schedule to watch it on Friday." Okay, cool. Let's see. Dragon Blood. Also, long time no see, George. Wish I could have stayed for the 20K live stream. Well, thank you so much, Dragon Blood, for all your support and everything. And I completely understand. If it's too late or if you have like other plans, I completely understand. And pretty soon we'll be crossing over 23. Probably pretty soon. So. Yeah, so we'll probably, I don't like to like. I'll just like showcase it just a little bit, but like when we hit like major milestones, like then I'll do another like live stream for the milestone itself. And then we got Vegas Disney RTV in the house. Welcome in Vegas. I think Hollywoodland should go to Marvel and Avatar expansions, while Disney World can have Zootopia. Interesting. Okay. Now here's the thing. I could see Marvel even taking the expansion over to Hollywoodland because technically that's where Marvel was supposed to go. It was supposed to go to the opposite side of Mission Breakout, not where it is currently now. So let's see. Let's see. But for me, I don't know. I just feel like Zootopia can fit in there very, well. I don't know why. I just feel like it just fits very well. But Vegas, you say for Walt Disney World, would you put it in Hollywood Studios? Let's see. What do you think of Saudi Arabia potentially buying Warner Brothers? That would come out of like the left wing. If so, like we're all talking about, other, we want Universal to purchase it, but Paramount might, try to do a hostile takeover with the bidding war. But then all of a sudden, Saudi Arabia comes over and purchase Warner Brothers. Um, I don't, I don't know. Like, I mean, one can look at it like it's a negative, but then there could be some positive to it. I don't know. I don't really know too much of like what Saudi Arabia would, like how well that they would like continue the brand. But I don't know. I still would love for it to go to Universal. I think that they would have a lot at stake if they were the ones to, acquire Warner. But we'll just have to wait and see. Kiki and Luca has a question for Abby. Abby, can I ask, what kind of nurse are you? That's actually a good question. I'm not saying it's a good question like I didn't know. I mean, I just in general, that's a good question. I thought the CGI was a normal thing for me on the trailer. I mean, to one's own, and I could definitely, understand your thought process, Dragon Blood. I just think for me, I don't know. I just feel like that it's like you can kind of tell like they're trying to make it look real, but it looks fake. And again, maybe that's just me. Vegas Disney RTV. Hi Abby. The Running Man review was entertaining. Well, so glad you enjoyed it, Vegas. That was actually our goal. Our goal was to try to do something a little different. Just because, well, really, that's how Abby feels about Glenn Powell and a Tao. But we were trying to figure out like how can we showcase that, and it's like because she's been like teasing me the whole entire time. We got 5 more days till we see Glenn Powell in a towel, and just kept on going, and we just kind of made this kind of play, back and forth kind of banter thing. And I thought, okay, this is like content gold. So everything that we're doing, we got to like showcase it to everybody else. So we thought, you know what, let's just put something together, and that's what we did. Let's see. But one thing in there threw me off. I won't spoil. Oh, that's interesting. One thing threw you off. I'm trying to think what that would be. And Peter Adventure says Abby's Running Man review. Oh yeah, you gotta love it. Let's see. Abby says, right now I'm an assistant director of nursing in a rehab center. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Sorry. Okay. Now I got you, Kiki and Luca. We met Ali Carvalho. Wait, you said you met her at D23. I wonder if you met her at the time when I met her, because it was, oh, which D23 was it? 2019? I think it was 2019. Yeah, it was D23 Expo 2019. She was signing her vinyl records for the Moana soundtrack, and I ended up buying a vinyl record. Actually, now it was for my ex-wife at the time when we were still together, but because she's a huge fan of Moana, and I thought, okay, I'm out here at D23. I'll do something nice for her. I'll get her the record and have a signed copy by Ali Carvalho, because she loves her too and everything. And here's the thing. Unfortunately, after our divorce, she got to keep the record. But here's the thing. I got the hug from Ali. So, ha! And I actually have the pictures to prove it. So I'll take the pictures and the hug. See, I like the Moana trailer. It kind of shocked me for how good it was. Okay. Well, yeah, I think right now, I think people are just kind of like on the fence. Like, it's either right now you have like an eerie feeling about it, or you really like it. As I said, is it going to be very entertaining? Yes. Is it going to make a bazillion dollars at the box office? Absolutely. Moana is a hot deal right now, especially like with Moana 2. I mean, they literally took what was supposed to be a series, combined it all into one for a feature film last minute, and boom. I mean, it made bank, so yeah. So I mean, so the live action is probably going to do absolutely great. The other thing that kind of I'm worried about is just based off of the trailer, it kind of showcases as if they're doing scene for scene of the animated. Like, I hope that that's not the case, because this is only the first teaser, so they may just be showcasing of what we already know, but I kind of want it a little bit different. Let's see. Oh, sorry, we were right here. This was to Abby. My son was just accepted as Tourette National Youth Ambassador. He will be meeting congressional representatives. He spoke at the National TIC Conference, spoke to Stanford researchers, and he's interested in nursing. Well, Well, that's still good for him, though. That's like, he's 15 and a sophomore in high school. Oh, he's definitely going places. Good for him. Let's see. I did a science and medical thing at my high school. Was the only student that did not end up pursuing medical career. Hey, you know what? As I said, it's like, I feel like in the medical field, that is like a God-given gift, so it's like, it's either you have it or you don't. I can definitely say I don't have that. I think, well, somewhat in the medical field, like I can do, like, because I was a caregiver for how long. So, I mean, I can do, like I'm, CPR certified and everything, and handling medications and help, taking care of, people in that sense. So I guess in that kind of medical field, but I mean, as far as like the intense, like working at like a hospital or a doctor's office, like, You have to have that gift, and I know for a fact I don't. Let's see. Comcast with Warner Brothers Sons and looks a lot better. Yeah, I agree. Abby says, "Oh, that's great, Kiki and Luca. I've been a nurse for 19 years, plus my daughter is graduating nursing next year. So if you have any questions, DM me on Instagram." There you go. And then Abby says, "Thanks to Vegas Disney RTV, I love the Running Man for Glenn Powell in a towel." Absolutely. I'm looking forward to watching your newest reviews. Yeah, absolutely, Kiki and Luca. As I said, we've been doing a lot with the movies. As I said, we have the Boy and the Heron review coming up. Once we see Chainsaw, we'll review that. And then, of course, Zootopia 2, that's going to be coming out. We just booked our reservations for Avatar Fire and Ash. We're going to see it on December 18th, which is like the early day preview before it opens on Friday. And then, Abby and I love doing these teaser trailer reactions. We've done for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. We did for Devil Wears Prada 2. We've done for Toy Story 5. Now we'll do for the Moana live action and so on and so forth. So yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it, and so glad that you're interested in that kind of content. Let's see. Kiki and Luca says, "I liked Running Man, but it really bombed at the box office." Yeah, here's the thing. Like, there's a certain moments that I wish like closer to the end that it was like better explaining. But as far as the movie itself, I thought was really good. I'm surprised it didn't make more than what it did. And we have Mademoiselle. Evening all. Welcome in, Mademoiselle, to our late night live talk. Vegas Disney RTV. To be honest, I haven't been to Walt Disney World since I was a kid. I plan to change that once Tropical America's Monsters and Cars Mountain. I like that, Cars Mountain. Oh man, that is awesome. I need to make a shirt of that. I love that. But I could definitely understand Vegas. I'm actually looking forward to getting my Walt Disney World annual pass back again, but I'm waiting till everything that you had mentioned, maybe even villains attached to that, because that way I can make a lot of frequent trips down for recording and content purposes and stuff. Because as you all can see, the channel is growing rapidly. So I think with all that content coming from Walt Disney World, I think that would really skyrocketed. So with doing a lot of frequent trips down there, I think it'd be beneficial for me to have my Walt Disney World annual pass back. Currently, right now, Abby and I both have 2 Magic Keys each. We both have Believe and we both have Inspire. I got Abby the Inspire as an early birthday gift because there were some issues with booking reservations that her Believe couldn't do, but the Inspire would, and it would have hindered a lot of recording and content creating because, obviously I need the holo to the gelato. There are times where the gelato will go and do solo stuff, but for like the bigger stuff, definitely have to have, holo. Holla. But but in any case, so I ended up purchasing the Inspire key for her, so that way we both have the same matching amount of reservations, so we can easily, get into Disneyland as much as we possibly can. We literally utilized all 4 of our Magic Keys because, as I said, we both each have 2. We booked out all the days that we needed for in December for the holiday season, which we have started dropping content. Definitely go over on Holo Gelato and check it out. We still got a lot more coming to you for the holiday season, not just with Disneyland, but with Universal and Knott's Berry Farm. So definitely look out for that as well. But we did kick it off with some things already. So definitely check that out for sure. I kind of dropped them all at once just because I was falling behind because we were recording so much. And as I said, the uploading was not cooperating with me. So I was like, okay, I better just like upload. Being when it was cooperating, it's like, okay, I'll just give everyone a full day, like 3.5 hours of content. And I just kept on dropping stuff. So let's see. Kiki and Lucas says we met her. The last D23 was at 2024. Okay, yeah, that was 2024. Okay. Let's see. I'm thinking the Linimals next gen and mind blowing 3D LED screen technology will most likely be used for Avengers Infinity Defense. Uh, Liminal stage was at the Walt Disney Studios event they had. That's actually on their lot. That's actually a good point, Dragon Blood. The also with the Intamin ride, they could utilize that for Infinity Defense as well, because if you were to look at the next time I go to DCA, I'll do another kind of like update review on it. If you look at the building and how high it is, it looks like there's like multiple levels, and based off of what I showcased in that in the Intamin kind of like 3D video rendering, those platforms look really long and very high. So it's a possibility they could use that for Infinity Defense too. I mean, you could utilize it for multiple things. I mean, if you really look at all the ride vehicles, I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean and It's a Small World, you have, um, you did Indiana Jones and Dinosaur. Now they're both going to be Indiana Jones and Indiana Jones over at Tokyo. So it's like, so you can utilize the same ride vehicle, but for different IPs. So you could use it for Avengers Infinity Defense. You can use it for Back to the Future. You can use it for Super Nintendo, so that's the beauty part of it. Let's see. Mademoiselle says, I have mixed feelings about the Moana trailer. Yeah, I actually do too. As I said, I can't wait to do that reaction video with Abby, because I'm curious to see what her thoughts are on it. Very, very curious. Kiki and Luca says, medical jobs are AI proof. Definitely a good career path. Yeah, absolutely. That is very true. Like, I mean, especially like with everything going on with like AI, like medical, like you need people, and I know a lot of people were asking me about like Bob Iger's comments with AI and what is to become of it. My thing with Disney and AI is you can use it, and I'm for sure, like, as technology advances and time goes on, all these big companies are going to end up using AI. But again, sometimes too much is not a good thing. We were just talking about the Moana live action. When you utilize something that could be too good, it looks too fake. So if you rest on your laurels a little bit too much and you play it safe and you just want AI to do everything for you, then you're not kind of showcasing and using the talents of the people who actually created AI. It's basically, creation, trumping creator, and it's like, so, to remove jobs and everything for, AI to take it, I get it for certain things, but let it work in harmony with intermixing with people's jobs. Don't let it fully replace. That's just my personal take on it. I know a lot of people, think strongly, heavily with AI, because technically we all use AI in some form or another. I'm guilty of it, but I still do things on my own. As I said, I'm a little bit old school with that. I still love, creating things on my own without an AI computer doing it for me. Let's see. Dragonblood says, I have a feeling construction could most likely be complete for the Avengers campus expansion by the end of next year, and they begin testing in the spring of 2027, and then they open both rides. I think, honestly, it's moving rapidly fast with the construction. I'm surprised of how fast it's moving. Now, of course, out here in California, we have been seeing some rainy days, which I'm for sure kind of delayed construction a little bit, but it's only been a few days, so I'm for sure it'll pick back up once the rain leaves. But I think, yeah, I think honestly, it may be ahead of schedule, and I think Disney is kind of saying 2027, um, so that they can uh, keep their options open in case if they are stuck with a little bit more delays. But yeah, I'm hoping like a late 26, early 27. That would be awesome. And Kiki and Luca says, Dragon Blood, I hope the Avengers Campus opens soon. Absolutely. Let's see. Avatar and Wicked are both exceeding expectations. That is very true. Yes. And we are going to see Wicked for Good as well. So, and I'm also very curious about that too, with, because they've been kind of like dropping hints that, Wicked is coming to the Universal parks. Not sure if it's just, if it's going to be Universal Hollywood, Universal Orlando, or both, or in what way. Is it just going to be meet and greets? Is it going to be just for specialty events? Is it a permanent thing where you get a land or a mini land, a single attraction, multiple attractions? It's like, I could see why Universal would want to go that route because it definitely placates to the young girl demographic, which, you do need to mix it up a bit, because Disney does with the princesses. So, I mean, why not do it with Wicked? I just don't know, like, how a whole entire land is going to hold up. But they were also talking to the director of the Wicked films, and he was teasing, there's, some story kind of ideas floating around for a Wicked 3 already. And I mean, obviously it would be an original story because Wicked Part 1 and Part 2 is more so based off of the Broadway show. So I guess there may be more story to tell beyond the Broadway show. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Let's see. It really looks like it, Kiki and Luca, the Tropical Americas, and potentially Monstropolis. Yeah, I think 2027 is going to be big for Disney on both coasts. Opening, I think the additions for Avengers Campus, and then also with Dragon Blood, you were saying with Tropical Americas and possibly Monstropolis as well. Avatar is going to be insane. I completely agree, Peter. And you know what's so insane? The fact that we still don't even know anything about it. I just want some like answers to some of the questions, hopefully soon. They dropped another 1-minute trailer of Avatar during Monday Night Football while I was watching. Yes, they did. I did see it. Because actually we got to see a whole scene at the end of Way of Water when we went to go see it in theaters. So we got to see a little teaser. I watched that was the one that you saw, Peter, and then the one whole scene that they gave us as a sneak preview at the end of Way of Water. And Dragon Blood says Cars Mountain is such a good name for he did what in his peak. Absolutely. Let's see. Peter, after the Avatar 2 movie a few months ago, they played a few minutes of the new movie and it looked fantastic. Yes, absolutely. It definitely gives off this much darker vibe to it, which I love that. I love how you get to see so many sides of Pandora. It's not just, the lush greenery and the mountains and the water and everything, but like the darker kind of like volcanic wastelands kind of thing. So I can't wait for it. Yeah, they showed a new trailer during this. I'm guessing those were different scenes. Yeah, they were two totally different things, but they both look great. I think they were phenomenal. Dragon Blood said it did. I'm excited for Fire and Ash. I want that Regal Cinemas Ekron/Banshee popcorn bucket so bad. Yeah, they make popcorn buckets for everything now. Not even just in the theme parks. Now it's in the movie theaters because they also had the DeLorean for the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future. Like, I love how they just have a popcorn bucket, like celebrating like what the new or the hip thing is that's going on that week. Let's see. It's really weird. I'm not a fan of Avatar, but I'm Really hyped for the new movie. You're not actually here's the thing, Kiki and Luke. I see. Here's the thing. I'm a fan of the Avatar franchise. Am I like gung ho about Avatar, like like the Back to the Future movies or Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter? Maybe not like that, but I mean, I do appreciate like the movies for what they are. But I mean, I could see that people like take them for what they are. But yeah, like after the movies are out, it's like there's no like Avatar lore, and you have like these social media groups that are like talking all about Avatar. It's weird. It's like a weird kind of a franchise that it's like very popular, but yet not popular. If that makes sense. And it says so. Maybe I'm a fan. Yeah, I think you could still consider yourself a fan in that sense for sure. Dragon Blood says, I love the Avatar films a ton. I've been looking forward to this movie since its announcement last year at D23 2024. Yeah, I remember when they announced that. I mean, obviously, we knew Avatar 3 was coming, but we didn't know like anything about it. So they gave us like firsthand looks at like some of the newer characters. And then James Cameron came out on stage and released the the title, which is obviously Fire and Ash. Sorry, folks. Had to look at an email. Where am I here? Okay. It would make it unique compared to Spider-Man and Transformers if they used the brand new Intamin Dark Ride tech. Yeah, I think after you said that, Dragon Blood, I could actually see them utilizing that for Infinity Defense. As I said, Infinity Defense, Back to the Future. As I said, for more Nintendo IP, I'm for sure they're going to. I think they dropped that now because, as I said, the IAPA Expo is coming up this weekend in Orlando. I'm for sure they'll showcase more on it. And who knows, maybe we might get a little hint or a secret drop of what they're going to utilize the ride system for. I would love to go to IAPA. I'll probably cover it here on the channel just by based off of whoever's there. And maybe I can cover something on it, if there's enough information on it. But I would love to actually go in person. Hopefully, maybe within the next couple years, maybe I'll be able to make it down there for that. Let's see. But also combining their technologies into one major experience. Yeah, absolutely. I work with immigration filings, the immigration services. USCIS now uses AI to adjudicate immigration applications. Yeah, that's wild. And Giant Peter Adventure says, no one mourns the wicked. We just need a universal D24 for D24. We just need a universal D23 for these announcements. Okay. Oh, so you're saying like a universal type D23. So you can call it. Let's see, what year did Universal come out? So whatever the year is, just put a U in front of it. Let's see, Wicked 3, The Revenge of Oz, playing off of The Wizard of Oz. There you go. Let's see. I could answer that question. Yes, the villain is a baddie. Yes. I think Peter is going to go see Fire and Ash for probably all the reasons that we are not, but I think we all know why. Let's see. But hopefully all questions for Pandora will be answered next year at 11 p.m. at night with more than 12,000 people in the Honda Center. They're going to have to, honestly. If they don't make any kind of announcement then, if not like sooner, I'm starting to question, like, obviously we're going to get Avatar, but like, are we getting it on schedule like tomorrow promised? But I think he's going to have to, because as I said, he really wants that CEO position, so he's definitely going to have to keep the board happy, shareholders happy, the consumers happy, everybody's happy. Fire and Ash will be an event. Even the trailers will include Avengers and others. Yes, that is very true, Vegas Disney RTV. So I think I mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned it on a live or not, but that was very smart of Disney to do that, because It's either you're cross marketing and promoting 2 big films. So either a lot of people are going in to see Fire and Ash just to see Fire and Ash, and while they're at it, they're gonna see the first teaser trailer for Avengers: Doomsday, or after announcing that, they're gonna say, "Oh, let's go see the first trailer drop for Doomsday, but while we're here, we're gonna see Fire and Ash," because we have to go see it because we bought a ticket for it. So that was very smart on Disney. I doubt there will be an Avengers Doomsday trailer at all. It's way too soon. I don't know about that, Dragon Blood. I thought that they confirmed that? I thought they actually confirmed it though. Um, because it's dropping what, May of next year, I believe. Um, and here's the thing: they may not obviously show a lot. It may just be like something that has to do with Doctor Doom, because technically Doom already kind of showed himself in the sense of in Fantastic Four First Steps. So I mean, they very well could just kind of showcase him in a way that's, again, because it's only a teaser. So it may not be anything spectacular, but I mean, it's hard to say. I thought that they confirmed that, but if anyone knows, definitely put it in the comments. Let's see. I'm a huge fan of the Avatar movies. My grandpa and I watched the original a lot. He would always laugh at the scene where uh, Korich was going into battle with the Avatar with a cup of coffee. Yeah, gotta love those little James Cameron little funny moments. We will see. There's a lot of rumors for it. Okay, so it is rumored, but yeah, I've heard those. Okay, so it is rumored, but yeah, I've heard all that news too. So hopefully they'll drop something. If they say Avengers Infinity Defense in IOPA and Daddy Josh is there, I'm going to freak out very positively. Well, yeah, Josh will definitely be there, I think, regardless, because I think he was there for the last several IOPAs. So he'll be there regardless. So we'll just see if there's any tie-ins. I still love Avatar, though. Yeah, absolutely. But also a full model of the vehicle, like the real ride vehicle itself, that will be inside the attraction, just like how the wood carved Kevin for the Tropical America carousel. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could definitely see that. Let's see. Avengers Doomsday not releasing until the end of next year. It was delayed to December. Okay, so okay, that's right, because it was supposed to be May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Wow, so 7 months. Wow. Okay. Yeah, December 2026. Okay. Well, hey, here's what I have to say. If something gets delayed, that means that they have to work on some things, and I'd rather them work on it than hurry up and push it up and not delay it and it comes out looking like crap. So if they have to delay it for whatever reason, just make whatever they need to make good. Yeah, it's all a rumor. Okay. So it wasn't official, it's just a rumor, but like there's a lot of rumors sparking, I can't talk around that for sure. Uh let's see, where am I here? IOPA is where Josh announced the new Toontown for Disneyland. Yeah, okay, that's right, because we were all wondering like why he dropped it there when I think either D23 or Destination D23 was like right around the corner. I think it might just be like, hey, remember RDJ is Doom for the teaser. Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, it probably could be. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I mean, as I said, there's a lot to come out of all of this. So hopefully they're not like loose ends, so to speak. I hope like all this news that was dropped and everything that I showcased in this live today, that it actually goes somewhere, like it becomes something. That's the one frustrating thing about like Disney's like R&D, the research and development, is they come up with a lot of cool stuff, but then they showcase it once or they show you what they're working on, then they stop and leave a go, or they complete it and it sits on a shelf collecting dust and they never use it, or they use it like 40 years later. And it's like, well, and then it becomes outdated and then you have to update the update. Yeah. So it's like, I don't get it, you know? And that's why when it comes to for Tokyo and Abu Dhabi, they're gonna basically sign and write the checks, and all Disney has to do is make it. You know, money is no price is no option for Abu Dhabi and Japan, not by a long shot. It was 2023 before Destination D23. That or 2022, I can't remember. Might have been 2022, Dragon. I think. Like that Duke Weaselton animatronic they used for Shanghai's media. Yeah, absolutely. Like the Duke Weaselton animatronic they used for the media, and it was like, okay, you put all this money into it, like use him, you know? Or the Judy Hopps animatronic that came out on stage. It's like, okay, use her. Like, or the little bot droids for Galaxy's Edge. Lord knows Galaxy's Edge needs a lot. So it's like, why only showcase them like once every, you know, how many months? It's like, have them out walking around. It's like, I don't get it. And everyone loved those little droids, you know? So as I said, Galaxy's Edge needs it. Throw it in there. I don't get it. I don't know. As I said, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe like there's a lot of red and yellow tape that I just don't know about when doing these kind of businesses. But I just feel like it's not. I mean, yeah, there's obstacles and challenges, and it's going to be difficult at times. But certain decision making just seems like it's kind of a simple decision. I don't know. They have the BDX droids out for Jollywood Nights at Hollywood Studios. Well, that's good at least. At least they're utilizing them somehow. You know. Plus, I heard with Jollywood Nights, I heard that they gotten a lot better with that event at Hollywood Studios, because I heard that it was a complete blundering nightmare the first year. So hopefully, like they're working out the kinks for that. It's the anti-Italiano instincts coming in, George. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, but yeah, so as I was saying, there's a lot of stuff on the horizon. Yeah, see, Dragon Blessing, I heard a lot of good things for this year's event. Yeah, I'm for sure there's going to be a lot of stuff showcased. And yeah, there's just a lot going on. It's just, as I said, hopefully it just leads somewhere. Let's see. I definitely want to do Jollywood Nights when I go to Orlando for Christmas. Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, the fact that they didn't give up on it and they kept trying to get it right. So hopefully, like, they'll just keep on continuing to have it and, you know, make it better. And then, you know, hopefully I'll be able to make it down there one of these years. 90s night, are you listening? Absolutely. Absolutely. That, oh man, don't even get me started. See, they could easily use that new ride system for a Zootopia ride. Absolutely. What a better time to do it. Let's get it in Hollywoodland. That, I'm sorry. I just think it would go great there. I just feel like it would work. But in any case, I want to thank you all for joining me tonight on this late live of Hollow Gelato. I wasn't planning on doing it. It was a Italiano spontaneous kind of thing, and I thought I'll just try to do a live. Let's see who'll jump on. And I'm so glad that I got, you know, you guys in here to have a discussion with me at this time. It was, as I said, it was a risk. I took it. Usually it doesn't, my risks don't usually go that well. So this time it definitely paid off. So again, I want to thank you all for joining me on this Hollow Gelato live. And wait, what was this? Did you unbox the other box? No, I did not. I know what you're referring to, Peter. Abby and I will be doing a whole unboxing of all those. So definitely look out for that. And then anyway, I'm going to go finish watching Lord of the Rings trilogy. Awesome. It was a great discussion for this late night stream. It was Members, we would have gone bonkers over feet. Yeah, absolutely. You know it, Dragon Blood. Come on, you know me. Absolutely. Good night, everyone. Have a good night. And thanks, Hollow Gelato. Thank you, Kiki and Luca. Thank you, Mademoiselle. Thank you, Dragon Blood, Peter, Vegas, Abby, everyone that was able to join in on this live. As I said, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And of course, I'm George, the Disney Italiano. And as I always say, in Disney Italiano fashion, stay safe, stay healthy, stay Disney. Italiano out. Good night, everybody.